Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
A real underrated bassline there. The bassist typically doesn't get the love and respect of others in the band, but he's the glue. He's the man who holds it together, right? Along with the drummer. The Hornet's Nest. We love it. Power Trip, the anthem. So popular. Mischief Night. Is that still a thing? I mean, it was huge when I was growing up in Boston, and it wasn't evil. It was just a disruption, right? You would soap car windows. Yes, eggs would get thrown at houses. I hate to say it, but maybe a little bit of toilet paper would dangle from those big, massive oaks. And I'm sure it got more serious in some other parts, but I feel like this is a holiday that has gone away. I had two girls who grew up here, still have them both, a little bit older now, but I don't ever remember. I mean, this town is number one for fireworks. I've never seen anything like the 4th of July or really any reason. I'm sure many of you last night were setting off fireworks after the announcement that Cam Robinson was traded. But this is a great fireworks town, the best I've ever seen. I just don't know. Let me know, please. Is Mischief Night still something that does happen, or is that gone long by the wayside? Of course, tomorrow night, Halloween, I think it is one of the most sensational days of the year. Love it for the kids. Absolutely do. It's for the kids, but it also brings back a second life, right? When you get to college. I mean, the outfits that the co-eds wear for Halloween is absolutely spectacular. I want to thank you. Your hard work has paid off. Last night, Cam Robinson moved. We've started the Fix It campaign. And I got to say, your hard work is noticeable. I've read your letters. I've gone through all of your faxes, and it was amazing. Just like that, 1 hour. It wasn't even 1 hour in. It was like 50 minutes, and bam, Cam Robinson pedaled. And, I think in the year of the vote, and with our Fix It campaign, so many things are going to change with the understanding that the main man is still ahead of the operation. That is Trent Baalke. He will be your general manager again in the year 2025. So let's help Trent out. I mean, who cares if he repaid Cam Robinson again and again and again and again? He got a future 5th-round pick. Could be a 4th-round pick. Oh, yeah. Won't come to them next year. Jacksonville doesn't need a pick next year, right? Let's preview that and get it set way on down the road for 2026 when, once again, Trent Baalke will still be the Jacksonville Jaguars general manager. It's really uncomfortable to sit here and look at the complete total lack of professionalism by Cam Robinson, just how bush this is. And I understand he's still a young kid, right? What has he been in the league now? 7, 8 years. So he's 27, 28. He's still a kid. He's still got a lot of maturation ahead of him. And I'm sure someday he'll look back upon this. But again, it really defines today's younger culture. If things don't go your way, quit. I mean, don't prove a point and fight and put forward extra effort. And when one of your teammates goes down and you are called upon to do your job, just quit. That is the way of 2024. And, I used to hear so much about first impressions. Oh, you can't make a bad first impression. What about a last impression? I mean, look at some of the good players, very good players that have come along through here and how it ended. How it ended for Jalen Ramsey. How it ended for Yannick Ngakoue. How it ended for Telvin Smith. How it ended for Leonard Fournette. Let's put Cam Robinson, and Robinson should be a notch below. He was a very, very pathetically average offensive lineman who had a little bit of a cult-like following in this town, which I will never get. I mean, I respect all of your opinions, even when they're wrong like this one. I just will never be able to understand. But that'll be something that you can tell your kid when you put him on your knee, or your grandkid when you put him on your knee. Yeah, there was a good left tackle here for years. His name was Cam Robinson. His final day was when he quit on his teammates. He made more than $1 million to suck his thumb on the Jaguars sideline. Jacksonville should have been able to get more in this trade. They really should have, and that's disappointing. I feel that there's a market for Cam Robinson. He's going to be a starter right now in Minnesota. Why not get something for next year? You paid the guy. You're even going to eat more money. Again, it's $9.5 million. And think about it. You know, the great movie, what was Brad Pitt? Moneyball. The great scene in Moneyball with the guy who plays Dave Justice in the batting cage, and Brad Pitt is playing Billy Beane, and he's trying to get through to Dave Justice, who at that point in his career, you know, he's in the twilight, but still has a massive ego. And he says something along the lines of, why are you paying me, you know, $6 million to be here? And Billy Beane looks at him and says, I'm not paying you anything. The New York Yankees are paying you $6 million not to be there. That is what Trent Baalke has done. He has taken Shad Khan's money, and he has said $9.5 million in dead cap money this year and next year for Roy Robertson Harris. Eat it as an organization. We don't know the exact figure, but it was reported that money was also on top of the Cam Robinson trade. So you moved away this player who you had to because he's a malcontent. He's a bad teammate. You had to get him out of there. But not only did you give him away for a 2026 fifth-round pick, that could be a fourth-round pick, you paid millions and millions of dollars just to take him off your hands. That's bad business, no matter which way you look at it. But that is the Jaguars right now in a nutshell during the 2024 season. All right, we get ready for kickoff coming up Sunday at 4:05. Right now, Philadelphia is a 7.5-point favorite. Your total is 45.5. And right here in front of our eyes, it's scary. This is one of the worst opponents that you could ever ask for the Jacksonville Jaguars. All right, I'm reading a text here from my buddy Tim Brando. We have made a mistake. We're going to have to change that on the fly. I thought that we were going to have him on the program tonight at 6:20. He says, sorry, I thought you meant tomorrow. My game is Saturday. I'll be available tomorrow. All right, so what we'll be able to do here is adjust. We'll audible at the line of scrimmage. We'll be able to handle that. And it does happen time and again in the course of live radio. I will not be tongue-tied. There will be no lack of things for me to say over the next couple of hours, but we do want to make that scheduled change. So that'll be tomorrow night. Sal Palantonio as well coming up on Friday. So looking forward to talking to him from ESPN about the Philadelphia-Jacksonville football game. We will have John Oeser in 1 hour at 7 o'clock. And then we'll talk with Raphael Esparza later in our second hour. We'll go live to Las Vegas and get the very latest. Tonight, Game 5. We do have another World Series game after the bats exploded late for the New York Yankees to stay alive and force a fifth game. We'll also get into Raphael Esparza, certainly on the world's largest outdoor cocktail party, where if you have not heard, next year it'll go to, actually it'll be in 2026 when they will go to Atlanta. And then in 2027, they will go to Tampa. It seems like I have missed this game an awful lot as of late. The 8 years that I was a sideline reporter, I missed all 8 of them. I believe I did because the Jaguars were typically away or they were going through a bye week. I'm going to Philadelphia on Saturday, so I won't be around for this weekend's game as well between the Dogs and the Gators. But I'd be a little bit nervous about this. And, you know, you can say all you want about how the contract is binding and how this relationship with the city has been outstanding. Folks, just look around you. Contracts mean almost nothing anymore. They are broken all the time, particularly in huge business, particularly when it comes to what happens contractually speaking. I guess the only exception of the rule would be Florida State, but you got a bunch of knuckleheads over there heading up that organization. You would think that at least they would bring in some people with a quality education to try to get out of the grant of rights, but not my alma mater. If they can find a way to screw it up, hell, folks, they invent ways in Tallahassee. Tampa in 2027, after Atlanta in 2026, the brand new Mercedes-Benz Stadium. I guess it's not brand new anymore. We were there for a preseason game the night. Was it the night or was it the week before Florida State, Alabama, when they met in Atlanta? Yeah, Florida State's ADs. I mean, this doesn't matter. Give us Bama. Give us LSU. Instead of just, walking out a freaking cupcake like they need, they can't beat any team in America. Oh, no. We're gonna start off with Bama and we're gonna close with Florida. And then, Jesus, they got such awful leadership at Florida State. I mean, that's one that needs massive change. But I don't want to waste any more airtime on something that is so irrelevant as the Seminoles. Right here in town, I wouldn't be scared. These things get broken all the time. Kirby Smart right now carries so much weight. He's number 2 in the SEC. Okay? He is only behind the Southeastern Conference commissioner. Kirby Smart can push players. Kirby Smart can assault players. Kirby Smart can go after a referee. I mean, didn't we honestly think that Kirby was going to punch that referee 2 weeks ago against Texas? He celebrated, right? He supported. He's kind of like this knucklehead last night in New York who almost ripped off the arm of Mookie Betts. Kirby can't do anything wrong. He's the number 1 man. He has replaced Nick Saban right now. Only Greg Sankey is ahead of him. And Kirby wants this way. Kirby doesn't want to play here every single year in Jacksonville. Even though Kirby destroys Florida on a yearly basis, he does not want this game to be played here. So just check that. I hope it doesn't happen. I want the revenue for the city. I care about these businesses. I do. You would think that maybe others would. Maybe they'd play better to help local businesses. I want the world's largest outdoor cocktail party to be in Jacksonville forever. I do. But I would have a little bit of perspiration above the brow with it going to Atlanta in 26 and Tampa in 27. Best case scenario would have been Athens and Gainesville. That would have been perfect. Why they didn't do it that way, I'm sure they're making much more money coming in from Tampa and much more money coming in from Atlanta. And what benefits both schools there is in both years you get a solid paycheck, right? But going back and forth, home and home, I believe that's what they did the last time this stadium had a facelift. It went Athens and Gainesville. They elected not to do that now. So, again, I do think that is a little bit scary. No question about it as far as I am concerned. Okay, when we come back, I want to talk about the offensive line. I also want to talk about the very latest as far as the Jaguars with injuries. First things first, though. Let's get to Doug Peterson today. He gave us a full injury update. Here goes.
Darby's good. Darby will be out there. BT, we just gotta wait and see. It's gonna be day to day. Gabe's gonna be day to day.
Sure.
Day to day. Yeah.
Travis Etienne.
Ezra, day to day, but ankle. We'll see how he is at the end of the week.
Travis Etienne.
Yeah, should get him back. Looking forward to getting him, out there and getting some reps. See how he feels.
A lot of non-contact jerseys today, including 4 wide receivers. Brian Thomas Jr., who I think, if allowed, how does this sound, JJ? And I say this respectfully. How about Brian Thomas Jr.? How about we refer to him as BTJ Killer? The BTJ Killer.
I love that. It's the BTK killers,
Right.
the original, right? And where
Brian-
was that for us non-serial killer fans? Like era and location for the BTK.
BTK was in Missouri, okay, and he was bind, torture, and kill.
Oh, great! His name is Dennis Rader, by the way.
He looks like your next door neighbor. The BTK killer was ruthless. He went away for about 10 years.
Okay, 74 to 91.
And then he returned. Yeah, but he took a massive break.
Oh, my gosh. So he retired. He was like...
Yeah, he retired as a serial killer, then came back. Yeah, he did.
Interesting.
It was like a 10-year layoff, kind of like the Zodiac killer. But I don't want him to be offended with this. This is out of respect. And I mean as a killer... When
on
you
the field,
you're
of
killing,
course.
yeah, you're killing defenses. No one can stop the BTJ
I love that.
killer. Right.
Make
But,
the T-shirts.
You know, hey, listen, nowadays everyone complains about everything. People say, can you believe Ballou? He's praising a serial killer. My God, get this animal off the radio. I mean, doesn't he? No, this is about getting it done between the lines. This is about running a deep route and running right by Jair Alexander. This is about running right by defensive backs. The great Brian Thomas Jr. In Duval, we refer to him as BTJ Killer. I don't know. We'll see.
That sells.
We'll ask. Then again, if it's really, really bad, I'll be informed.
Apology coming shortly.
Yeah, man, yeah, absolutely. yeah. If you're not aware of this, and I said it on Monday, Ballou's made more apologies during the 2024 calendar year than the Jaguars have scored points in the first quarter. And that is true. They averaged 2.5. How about a little bit of professionalism, gentlemen? Huh?
Someone called him the George Foreman of serial killers. Of course, George retired for a long time and came back and won the heavyweight championship.
He sure did.
I love our text line.
The text line is our text line. Love it. It all comes down to whether or not he's going to like it. So, again, this is just an idea. I'm not going to run with it until I get clarification from him. If he's not, and my guess is he has no idea who he is. I mean, Brian Thomas is what, 20 years of age? He has no idea. But I'm going to do this the right way. But I love it. I mean, isn't that really cool? I mean, it's like, it just sticks. I mean, I tried the wall of Duval.
How did that work?
Well, the offensive line sucks every year. It's the worst in pro football. How can you call it the wall of Duval when they're as soft as puppy poo, right?
And they just traded their...
Boy, I mean, I went out and
tackle.
bought 2,000 shirts. I got all 2,000 of them. If any of you folks wanted the wall of Duval. I mean, it's, but this one would be really, really, really effective. I could see thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands wanting to wear that. But I need to check with him. So the next time I get that opportunity, I will. And if he's not a fan of it, you will never hear that out of my mouth again. All right, opening comments tonight. Brought to you by Shmunez Vision. Dr. Neil Shmunez. Been a big fan of him and his practice forever. And I tell the story often because it's true. 8.5 years ago, I just waddled in for a normal eye examination, right? And he's like, bro, you got a serious issue in your right eye. I'm like, what's up? He's like, you need surgery tomorrow. So I called my boss here. I was like, Steve, I need surgery tomorrow. He's like, go. Dr. Neil Shmunez, perform that surgery. There's never been a setback, okay? And let me be crystal clear about this. I thought my eyes were fine. They were not. But I stayed with my regular schedule. Are you on a regular schedule, or do you put off your eyes? So many people do. Why? Why would you do that? You could have something really severe. I hope you don't, but you could. If so, you got the best around. It's Shmunez Vision. Just check them out online. You can also go to Instagram at Shmunez Vision. Get all the testimonials there. Dr. Neil Shmunez's daughter, Dr. Catherine Shmunez as well, fellowship trained in cornea cataract surgery. Combine the two, more than 30 years of laser eye surgery. So simply benefiting your eyes like laser eye surgery, or sadly, it could be a very significant issue. Make sure you make an appointment today. Shmunez Vision. When we come back, I have an idea. Part of the Fix It campaign. I love it. I've brought it through my constituents, and they love it. I think you'll love it, too. It's coming up in a couple minutes.
He's our pathfinder through the weeds of quarterback chaos.
I'm Denny Thompson, and they call me the quarterback whisperer.
He shares his insights Friday mornings on The Drip. Brought to you by Tyson Sound and Security and George Moore Chevrolet on 1010XL.
This is Mark Nato. My son Justin injured his hand playing baseball for JU. Southeast Orthopedic Specialist performed surgery just a few days later, and within 5 weeks, he was cleared to play in the ASUN baseball tournament. Our family has trusted Southeast Orthopedic Specialist for years. For any orthopedic injury, let Southeast Orthopedic Specialist take care of you too.
Relieve pain and get back to life. SOS. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Ballou here for Smunez Vision. Why Smunez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smunez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smunez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smunez is fellowship trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmunezVision.com today. Care you can see.
Ready to sharpen your aim or find the perfect firearm? Come to St. Nicholas Guns & Range for our White Tag sales event. Up to 20% off all White Tag firearms all October with a huge selection of guns, ammo, and gear, plus Jacksonville's best indoor range for every skill level. They've got what you need to hit your target. If you're a pro or just starting, their friendly experts will guide you at 4630 Blanding Boulevard or online at stnickguns.com. St. Nicholas Guns & Range, gear up, shoot a lot, shoot better.
Hey folks, Rick Ballou here for John's Auto. They've been a staple in Jacksonville going all the way back to 1985. At John's Auto, they service all makes, all models, cars, trucks, diesel, you name it, they do it. Whether it's routine maintenance or a complete engine overhaul. Call John's Auto on Arlington Road. That's 904-743-3857 or go to johnsautomotivejacks.com.
Mark Watson here to tell you a little bit about hardballcreative.com. It's your online promo haven with thousands of ideas on how to promote your company. We're open 24/7, 365.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
What's the weekend in sports look like? I'm Dan Hicken, and I'll give you my take on the Weekend with Dan. Find it on YouTube and Facebook. Weekend with Dan, brought to you by Stone Core. We do outdoors better.
This is Hayes Carline for First Florida Credit Union. I bank with First Florida Credit Union because I trust them. I can always count on them when it comes to the vast services they provide. First Florida Credit Union was voted Best Bank in the 2024 Best of Bold City Community Choice Awards, and it's easy to see why. I go to the branch off 210 in St. Johns County and the new Durbin location, but they have 10 branches in the Jacksonville area. You need to be banking with First Florida Credit Union. They're enriching people every day. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity Lender.
Our slogan, Know Before You Blow, applies to more than just DUI cases. Hi, I'm attorney Lee Lockett of Lockett Law. Battery charges can result in jail time and criminal convictions too, so know before you blow a gasket and hit a loved one or a stranger. Drug crimes like possession of marijuana and cocaine will land you in cuffs too, so know before you blow. In a boating under the influence case, you also have the option to blow or not to blow. So know your options. Know before you blow. Go to knowbeforeyoublow.com now. Offices Jacksonville.
Hacker here. And guys, the countdown is over. I didn't just hit the 100-pound mark. I blew past it thanks to Awaken 180 weight loss. 107 pounds gone just like that. More weight than a quarter keg of beer. Speaking of beer, here's where it gets fun. We're throwing a big celebration at Mr. Chubby's Wings in Ponte Vedra Beach. Yeah, you heard that right. A weight loss party at Mr. Chubby's. The irony's juicier than their wings, but here's the thing. I can celebrate at Mr. Chubby's and still keep the pounds off. If you didn't know, yes, wings are still on the menu while losing weight with Awaken 180 weight loss. Join me in 1010XL on November 9th for the Florida and Texas game, and you could win a spot at my table. Food is included. There'll be ticket giveaways and more for the celebration. If I can shed a whole Mr. Chubby and still throw a party at one, what's holding you back? Call Awaken 180, 844-346-1800, or hit up awaken180weightloss.com and let's get it done.
Atlantic Self-Storage, the official storage partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Need to make room to watch football in your home or need a place to park your boat or RV? Store it all at Atlantic Self-Storage. Over 50 locations in Northeast Florida. 24-hour access, all with month-to-month leases. Moving? They can help with supplies. They make storage easy. Go to AtlanticSelfStorage.com or call 877-WE-STORE to find a storage solution near you. Go Jags!
Hey, Hicken here for Prize Picks. Download the app today and use code JAX, J-A-X, to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. That's promo code JAX to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, man. Run your game.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lock bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality product and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
One pill makes you larger and one pill makes you small.
Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Happy birthday to the First Lady of Rock. She hails from the Haight in Ashbury. Grace Slick, 85 today. Jefferson Airplane, Jefferson Starship. Came a little poppy, kind of late, right? In the 80s, some of that pops up. But, man, they were real deep in the late 60s into the 70s. I gave you that book on Altamont, right? When they killed Meredith Hunter, the Hells Angels did, the Rolling Stone show.
No, you didn't give me that one.
What did I give you?
You gave me the Rolling Stones when they made their
Exile
album.
on Main Street.
Yes.
Okay. I'll have to get that one for you. That one's spectacular as well. But, you know, in that concert, one of the Hells Angels steps up and punches Marty Balin.
I didn't know that.
The lead singer of Jefferson Airplane.
In the scrum,
No, on stage.
Oh, like this didn't have anything to do with the kid getting killed and everything that happened.
Well, this was before. The Stones were the final act. The Grateful Dead wussed out of it. They're like, it's crazy out here. The Grateful Dead, like, just slid out the back door.
Smart.
But, you know, they played a couple of different, like the Flying Burrito Brothers. I don't even know if Crosby, Stills, and Nash played. But then, you know, went to Jefferson Airplane. And then at night, the Stones went on way too late, so the crowd was going absolutely crazy. They were all on angel dust and what have you. But, yeah, one of the members of the Hells Angels punched Marty Balin. So the documentary, books are always better than documentaries, in my opinion, for the most part. The documentary on Altamont is really, really good, though, if you've never seen it. And it's genius work. Because the way that it's put together, Mick Jagger refused to openly talk about the murder of Meredith Hunter, but they had him filmed in a trailer watching the replay of the incident. And that's when America gets its first opportunity to see. Hunter's wearing like this green suit. He's all dressed up. He's looking smooth. He really is. And he pulls a gun. And the Hells Angels go after him. They kill him with like a pool stick. It was brutal. One other note on this, because when the Jaguars suck, we go to serial killer talk. Dave Rader is actually from Wichita, Kansas. And I knew that. I should have been better prepared. But if you look at Midwestern killers, he'd be right up there with John Casey, who, of course, performed his craft in the state of Illinois.
Is there something about the Midwest?
No, I think most are on the coast.
Are they? Okay, I wasn't sure.
Right. The I-5 killer, Green River killer.
Son of Sam.
Dating game killer. Son of Sam was in Brooklyn.
Yeah, that's a coast.
Right. Okay. Bundy, several different states, but started out west. Started in Seattle and Washington State, then went through Colorado, then came here, including in Lake City. Through Jacksonville, Tallahassee, just awful. Dahmer is Midwest. Kenny Rawlin, Gainesville, right?
Of course.
Eileen Warnell's working the streets.
Even.
Do you work the streets? Mm-hmm. That's probably your list right there. Here's my idea with our Fix It campaign. All right, here's my idea. And it's never going to work with his staff. It's going to fall on deaf ears. But I want to mention it anyway because here's what I expect. What I'm going to say to you now, I'm going to get in about, 10 months, 10 and a half, 11 months. Why didn't they do it then? Why not just take Anton Harrison and make him your left tackle? He is your future left tackle. We've talked about it all offseason, all into the season. We can go back and forth. Hey, who's going to be the starting left tackle in 2025? Cam Robinson, Walker Little? It's no, and it's no. Your answer is Anton Harrison. You're going to ask him to play 34 games at right tackle and then go back to his natural position. So why not just play him during the final 11 games? Walker Little, I mean, do you want Walker Little to play above average to the point where all of a sudden you're forced to pay him above average money? That's what Bulky does. He overpays. He overpays for all his guys. He overpaid for Campbell. He overpaid for Trevor Lawrence. He overpaid for Hines Allen. 3 for 3, overpay. Okay? You going to have him overpay for Walker Little? I like Walker Little. But Anton Harrison is your best lineman. He needs to be protecting the blind side of Trevor Lawrence. Play Anton Harrison at left tackle. Play Walker Little at right tackle. This organization was asked about that earlier today. Doug Peterson, let's go to number one, asked about Walker Little.
Feel great about him. Obviously, he's been here. He's worn a lot of hats for us. He's played inside, he's played outside, he's played both tackle spots. I think after the first little bit of the game, he's really settled in, did some nice things, and got a lot of confidence moving forward.
And here's why they're not going to do it. They need to win this weekend. They need to win next week against Minnesota in the, oh boy, what a great week that's going to be, right? To roll out the red carpet for the return of Cam Robinson. He's going to get a hero's welcome. That ought to be something. But and I put this on Twitter, and most of you out there agreed with it. There were others who gave me the obligatory, what a stupid move, yada, yada, yada. The people who say, what a stupid move, you will be the first people in 10 and a half months who will say, why didn't they move Anton Harrison to left tackle last year after they traded Cam Robinson? I know it, JJ knows it, and you know it. The same people will be complaining about this. Why Doug Peterson's not going to do it? He's going to say it's too much study. It's too much. He's been working at the right tackle position for a year and a half. We're not going to ask him midseason to go to his natural position at left tackle. Walker Little has had better grades in his career at left tackle than he has left guard and right tackle. I get it, but the season is over. The season's gone. It's a lost season, and we're not even in November. I know there's so much ahead with 11 games, right? Is that how many games are left? What are they? 2 and 6, 8? So they got 9 games left. So much football left. But why not get things ready for next year? And the answer is pretty obvious, because this coaching staff needs to win now. They're not going to be around next year. What do you like of that idea? You like this?
I love it, and I haven't really heard anybody besides you last night really talk about it. Everyone's just like, hey, give Walker a chance. I don't think it's because they know they're going to draft a left tackle next year, which I saw a lot of people on Twitter saying, because that's a bulky move. Like, what does Doug have to do with that at all? So, yeah, I think it's just he knows Anton's not ready yet, or he's never seen him play there, so he doesn't want to take a risk, especially in a game like this when he absolutely is coaching for his job, it seems like. So, yeah, I think you answered your own question, but I would love to see it, man. And I don't buy that they're drafting an offensive tackle, or a left tackle, so you might as well keep him over the right. How do you know? Like, you have no idea what the draft situation's going to be next year.
You don't think these people in town have a good understanding of what Trent Baalke's going to do in 176 days?
Trent Baalke doesn't even know what he's going to do.
Inside the mind of Baalke. I mean, can't you envision it? I mean, just envision it right now. It's got a hamster on a wheel. Baalke's he's after it. He's putting in 16-hour day. He's going to be here. Stop sending me, you have to fire Baalke. Don't waste your effort, your time, and also our time, okay? That's what it's all about, right? Isn't it? Our time. Don't waste it. Trent Baalke has Shad Khan fooled. Trent Baalke is going to run this football team again in 2025. It's as simple as that. And yes, brothers and sisters, massively, I hope I'm wrong. Of course I hope I'm wrong. I just honestly believe that. This is not hyperbole. This is not shtick. If you threw 10 grand in front of my face right now, and you simply asked the question, Ballou, do you believe that Trent Baalke is going to be the general manager of the 2025 season? I will tell you right now, honestly, 100%, my answer is yes. We'll see. And I would think that the final 9 games would have some say in this. For the record, I think the firing of Doug Peterson happens in a couple of weeks before the bye, right?
I think there's 3 games before the bye.
Right. 3 games, this tough gauntlet.
Eagles, Lions, and then Vikings.
I wouldn't be shocked if Jacksonville gets destroyed on Sunday. I wouldn't be shocked if he's fired Sunday night. My guess would be in 3 weeks. Now, if we track history, I mean, Shad fired Gus in Houston. Gus got back on the team playing. It was really weird.
What week was that? That was like 2 weeks before the end of the year?
Yeah, it was pretty deep into the year.
Yeah.
Urban got fired. Oh, excuse me, Doug Marrone got fired after the year. Urban got fired for, just cause during the year, right? They were. Have you ever noticed, things get buried? For instance, there's no surveillance in the White House. We never found out who had that big dosage of white dope, right? We just
in the most secure building on earth.
Well, there's no surveillance at the White House, right? Around here, the kicking of Josh Lambo, that story got incredibly buried. If you've ever been to an NFL stadium hours before a game, it is constant surveillance in a stadium for more reasons than just identifying what's going on the field, for security reasons. How did that tape just get erased? We never got a concrete answer to whether or not Urban Meyer kicked Lambo. We never had video proof of that answer. It was one word against the other. Now, it cost Urban Meyer his job, and Lambo basically retired after the fact.
It was always my thinking that maybe Shad was able to fire Urban and not have to pay the remainder of his contract because of that, but we never heard about that either. So there has been zero reporting on that story since it's happened.
I don't think we'll ever find out about that unless Urban Meyer says something.
Unless he's on a podcast 5 years from now and had some drinks.
Mm-hmm. Jacksonville's not going to release that info.
Hell no.
No. But I wouldn't be surprised at all if it comes to Urban. All that stuff right now with Urban, though, if he does want to be a college coach again, he'd be better off, keeping it hush-hush. Just kind of allowing that story
go away.
To die. Thermal Engineers help you bring in the program right here on this Wednesday night. A commercial HVAC contractor serving North Florida for more than 20 years. Here's the bottom line. If you're unhappy in the field as an HVAC contractor, a technician, or you're an installer, you're not moving forward with your current company, you've been passed by others, you're looking for a brand new opportunity, I have it for you. Thermal Engineers Incorporated. Now, top pay, 401k, full benefits, and a signing bonus. I don't know why you wouldn't check it out, right? Thermal Engineers, Inc. It's an equal opportunity employer. Thermal Engineers, Inc. And what a really good company here in town if you're considering making a positive change. And the deal is this, they're expanding. They have so much work. They don't have enough quality people to get all this work done. So they're looking for good men. They're looking for good women. It's as simple as that. You want 40 hours a week? They got it. You want overtime? They got it. You want weekends? They got it. Do you not like dealing with residential HVAC work? This is only commercial. So many incredible reasons why you should check them out at Thermal Engineers, Inc. All right, when we do return, let's get you involved with the program. John Oeser coming up at 7 o'clock. Give me your thoughts on Anton, the left tackle, as well as moving Walker Little to right tackle. I understand it's all a fantasy. Peterson said today that that's not going to be the case, but if you look ahead, it's better for this football organization. So we'll get into that a little bit. Much more Jaguars coming up as well with John Oeser at 7 o'clock. Also coming up tonight, we're going to take a look at the very latest as far as the college football 12-team projection. You know, next Tuesday is kind of busy, isn't it? Right?
It's the first ranking.
Right. We have the college football ranking coming out next Tuesday. We also have the NFL trade deadline coming out next Tuesday. Is anything else happening next?
I haven't heard.
Tuesday. We take you tonight till 8 o'clock.
Here's Linda Beaver.
Let's start the debate. Why would someone buy a new car from you? We have an exclusive 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty on every new vehicle. We offer a competitive wow price plus free oil changes. How much will someone get for their trade? We offer more than $4,000 over KBV value. Well, we never lose a trade over price. Okay, when is the best time to buy a car? Right now. Ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't matter which side you pick. At Beaver Toyota and Beaver Chevrolet, you get it all. Let us show you why we're the winning vote.
Hey, what are you doing up on the step stool?
About to clean these light fixtures. The whole family's coming over, and if there's even a speck of dust in the house, my abuela will find it.
Here, I got a Swiffer duster to help with that.
A Swiffer what?
A Swiffer duster. It has this cool extendable handle that reaches 6 feet to get high and low, with fluffy dusters that easily trap and lock dust.
So, no more step stool?
No more step stool.
Easily trap and lock dust from hard-to-reach places with the Swiffer duster. Love it or your money back.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
Collisions happen on every play in football. Collisions also happen every day on the road. If you need auto body repair, from a $30 job to a $30,000 job, trust San Jose Collision in Mandarin.
These are interesting economic times. That's why it's so important to have someone you can count on. That's ITP Partners. Jacksonville folks taking care of our Jacksonville money. Experience? You best believe you want to give your hard-earned money to folks you trust. Jeff Hartman, Chris Bryan, Dan Abel, Reed Wingate, Scott Regner, Janice Cobb, and Reagan Wright have the expertise and knowledge to help clients in their financial lives, focusing on investment management, financial planning, and risk management. ITP Partners, financial partners for life. Securities offered through American Portfolios Financial Services, Inc., member FINRA SIPC.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On October 30th, 2013, the Boston Red Sox beat the St. Louis Cardinals 6-1 in Game 6 of the World Series to win the title. Boston slugger David Ortiz was awarded MVP.
Do you feel a ghastly presence in your septic tank this Halloween? A septic emergency is spookier than a haunted house. But fear not. Duck Duck Rooter is here to rescue you from the depths of septic despair.
I'm Vlad, the Valiant Septic Tech, ready to cast out the demons from your septic system. If your toilet's acting possessed or your pipes are stirring up a witch's brew, we got the magic wand to fix it all.
Call Duck Duck Rooter at 904-862-6769 to schedule your septic tank pumping today.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
Hey, sports fans, this is Hayes Carline from MyBookie. Our listeners have been killing it in a year full of surprises. MyBookie is the one book that's got your back. No fluff, no second guessing, just straight up action. Does your other sports book pay out when you push on a bet? MyBookie pays you back, and if you're new to the game and not sure where to start, we've got you covered. Step up, use our promo code 1010XL, and that'll double your bankroll with 100% deposit bonus right from the jump. Here's a pro tip to get you rolling. The NFL teams with powerhouse offensive lines are dominating the run game this year, and betting game total unders has been printing money. Stack that with MyBookie's risk-free Thursdays, so why wait? There's a new risk-free odds boost every Thursday. To find the bet, click on the Bet Boost tab and scroll down. If it hits, you win. If it doesn't, MyBookie refunds your money. Sign up now, get your double deposit bonus with promo code 1010XL, the best sign-up bonus for Florida bettors. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere with MyBookie.
The 41st Annual Wave Masters Pro-Am Surf Contest, presented by Favor Gray, is Jacksonville's largest surf event and returning to the Jacksonville Beach Pier October 5th. 20 grand in cash given away for the Marker 32 Longboard Pro, the Taco Lou Men's Pro, and the US Assure Women's Pro. If you want to compete, enter at Sunrise or Aqua East Surf Shops today. The 41st Annual Wave Masters Pro-Am, presented by Favor Gray, October 5th at the Jacksonville Beach Pier. Come watch the best surfers in Northeast Florida compete.
Jacksonville, are you ready? The college basketball season is tipping off with an epic in-state showdown. The Florida Gators and South Florida Bulls go head-to-head in the Jacksonville Sports Foundation Invitational. Be there Monday, November 4th at Veterans Memorial Arena and witness this in-state rivalry live. Secure your seats now at Ticketmaster.com. It's Florida versus South Florida to start the college basketball season on November 4th in Jacksonville. Get your tickets now at Ticketmaster.com.
Hi, I'm Mac with Baker Glass. Are you tired of wrestling with your old shower curtain? Then say goodbye to the curtain chaos and hello to a new frameless shower enclosure. Wago Glass is clear, classy, and won't stick to you like a toddler at bedtime. Plus, it makes your bathroom look bigger and brighter. Upgrade your shower experience and step into style. Call me at Baker Glass and get ready to love your new glass shower enclosure. Baker Glass, no one treats you better.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
The news broke Tuesday that the Jaguars are sending left tackle Cam Robinson up north to Minnesota in exchange for draft pick compensation. Walker Little will now have the full-time left tackle role in Robinson's absence. For head coach Doug Peterson, he knows how difficult it can be from making those mid-season trades. Here's how Peterson feels about the situation.
It's never easy. I've been one of those guys, so I know it's never easy. And now you're on this side of it, and it's tough. You know, the biggest thing for me, too, I think, is just how much you appreciate, you know, what the players have put in, you know, and the hard work, and whether they were drafted here or not. I mean, it's just, it's never easy.
I'm Max Fink with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Got good news for the Jacksonville Jaguars today as far as several guys who are listed as day-to-day in the world of Doug Peterson. Day-to-day typically means there's a real good chance that you could be out there this weekend. Week-to-week is more of being just a week away. So let's give you the very latest. Several guys limited today. Tank Bigsby with the ankle. Okay, Ezra Cleveland today with an ankle. Actually did not practice. However, Doug Peterson said he was day-to-day. Ronald Darby, a hip, practice in full. Today, he Doug Peterson said he was day-to-day. I'm kind of I'm at the point now, I don't need to see any more of Ronald Darby. He was a Band-Aid who had a really good camp, and he's a veteran, and I think he's helped out with some of the younger guys, but I want to see Tyson Campbell on one side, and I want to see Buster Brown on the other. We saw a little bit of Trey Prince. We saw Jarian Jones have his first interception at nickel, and we're getting more of Savage now at safety, as we know, along the side of Andre Sisco. Gabe Davis, a shoulder limited, a non-contact jersey today, day-to-day, according to Doug Peterson. Travis Etienne, we just started with that, with the hamstring. It's looking like he's going to be able to give it a go this weekend. We know that Christian Kirk is gone for the year. Brandon Sheriff, with his knee, didn't work today, but another day-to-day from Doug Peterson. No comments on Mason Smith. Mason Smith has been scratched twice this year, healthy. Last week was not the case. He injured his ankle late in the week. I think it was Friday. So there were some out there that were commenting about in that rift, which I believe that when you draft a guy like Mason Smith in the second round, Trent Baalke wants him playing. You know, last year's second and third round picks did nothing in Brenton Strange and Tank Bigsby. We've seen marked improvement with those two players this year. But he talked about onboarding, talked about playing players that you draft. And they reached for Mason Smith. You would like to see him be involved. I know Trent Baalke's got to be really irritated by this. Play your second-round draft pick. He was hurt last week. So let's just be crystal clear on that, and he was limited today. You know, the real one is Brian Thomas Jr. This was quite fascinating. The earlier report that came out nationally speaking had him done 2 to 4. Now there's been talk really ever since that report that he could be available for the game on Sunday with his chest injury. The MRI didn't show significant damage, limited today with a non-contact jersey on. So I do think there's a chance for Brian Thomas Jr. And I say it quite often, I'm a numbers guy, but I'm not a huge fan of individual numbers if you're a really bad team. You know, if you're 2-6, who really cares about numbers, right? But I don't feel that way about Brian Thomas Jr. I'd like to see him go north of 1,000 yards as a rookie. I'd like him to continuously move towards what I believe is superstardom. So we'll see if he can go. Keelan Robinson today brought out of the 21-day window with injured reserve as a return guy. Right? I don't think you'll see much of him in the backfield, but with Duvernay still on the shelf, Parker Washington is going to be a starting wide receiver. You would think that, and they went out and made a transaction yesterday, but adding Keelan Robinson, you know, again, I'll ask John Oeser here in a couple of minutes. He's going to join us at 7, but I would think a week away. And then Andrew Wingard. This would be the week, I would assume, with his knee. He was brought back last week with Foye Oluokun off the 21-day window. Oluokun played immediately. We know that this would be week 2 for Wingard. It took 2 weeks for Tyson Campbell. So we'll see. And just possibly, if Wingard was to play well, could you take another expiring contract like Andre Sisco and move him before the trade deadline coming up next Tuesday? Deshaun Gibson, nothing new there. The NFL still sitting on his return, which is really, really weird. I have to tell you that. No doubt about it. All right, let's get ready for our second hour. Here's what we're going to do. John Oeser coming up in just a couple of minutes. The very latest on the Jaguars from John. More reaction to the Jaguars. Our college football 12 team latest as far as their prognostication. And what a weekend for college football. As well as a live report from Raphael Esparza in Las Vegas, the latest on the World Series, the latest on Florida, Georgia, the latest on Jacksonville at Philadelphia, and the latest on who will be Our next president, Raphael Esparza, will give us the very latest odds.
Get the coach's perspective.
Constant improvement, every day, every week.
Doug Peterson joins the Frangie Show Fridays at 4:05.
This group is eager to win.
Brought to you by Renewal by Anderson, custom windows and doors on 1010XL. Now you can watch 1010XL shows all day on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Brought to you by MyBookie. Experience Vegas from the comfort of your phone anytime, anywhere. Sign up today. Use promo code 1010XL. Now, the Randy Marion Cadillac Drive of the Game. Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville. Drive to the game in luxury with Randy Marion Cadillac of Jacksonville.
The great ones know how to respond when their backs are against the wall. And Trevor Lawrence would have another legendary moment in a teal and black uniform. Thanks to an 8-play sequence capped off by an Evan Ingram 14-yard touchdown, Jacksonville would tie the score at 27 with 1:48 left in regulation. The 87-yard drive is your Randy Marion Cadillac Drive of the Game.
Hey, John, I think everyone in Jacksonville is ready to elevate their ride.
Absolutely. At Randy Marion Cadillac in Jacksonville, we have stunning 2024 Escalades and Lyrics in stock right now.
And the great news is you can get a $4,000 Escalade loyalty rebate.
Don't wait for the 2025 models to come in.
Luxury is just a visit away. Randy Marion Cadillac, Southside Boulevard, Jacksonville.
Not available with some other offers. Must take retail delivery by 10/31/24 plus tax tag title $8.99 admin fee and resist all on approved credit.
Tell them Jennifer sent ya.
October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and Ackerman Cancer Center offers women's health, diagnostic, and screening services, including contract-enhanced mammography and total body MRI. Early detection is the key. Visit AckermanCancerCenter.com.
Hi, everybody. Mike Dempsey here, reminding you that November is Veterans Month, a time to celebrate and honor the heroes who've served our country. This November, Awaken 180 Weight Loss is showing their appreciation for active duty veterans and spouses by offering 15% off your entire Awaken 180 program, free support for life included. It's a thank you for the sacrifices you've made, protecting our freedoms and making this country what it is. This is special. Awaken 180 has never offered a discount, ever. If this incentive can help turn your focus on you, your health, your goals, and your happiness, I say go for it. Do what I did and choose the solution for weight loss. So if you're active duty, a veteran, or a spouse of one, this month is about you. Celebrate Veterans Month with 15% off your Awaken 180 program, and as with all clients, receive free support for life after reaching your goals. Do what I did, what Hacker did, and what Matt Hayes did, and over 23,000 others have done. Take control at awaken180weightloss.com.
WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Hey everybody, it's Mike Dempsey. Here in North Florida, you know that when temperatures go up and your AC goes out, you need help now. Like right now. Like lickety-split. So why not call Lickety Split and get same-day emergency service for your AC? Now, I bet you've seen their trucks all over town because they've got dozens of certified technicians ready to repair not only your AC, but your home's plumbing and electrical too. So when you want it done right and you need it done right now, call Lickety Split AC, Plumbing, and Electric.
Grab your lucky spot on the couch because traditions make Sunday easy to enjoy. Bud Light. Easy to Sunday, easy to enjoy. Bud Light is the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch. Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Jacksonville contractors and business owners. Do you need chain link fence, commercial steel, or rolling doors? Frank Frangie here. Coyle & Sons has been in business in Jacksonville since 1927. They've earned the reputation of quality and specialized skill. Coyle & Sons are the ones trusted in Jacksonville by the top contractors, and they can stand on their reputation when you need almost 100 years of commercial contractor experience. So contact Coyle & Sons today. That's 904-356-4821 or visit them at coiljacks.com.
SportsForecaster.com has all the data you need to project tomorrow's winners. Register for free and track the performance of all your favorite players and teams, including all your fantasy team picks and prospects. Sports Forecaster has the most detailed player profiles on the web, precise depth charts, every transaction, every injury, every news update. No ranting or raving, no preening or barstool bluster. At SportsForecaster.com, you get the timely info you need for every game. SportsForecaster.com. Sign up for free today.
There are 3 certainties in life: death, taxes, and if you stay in your home long enough, a new roof. Pick it here for our friends at Lockhart Roofing. Nobody better in Jacksonville. How do I know? They are a local certified Master Elite contractor, and that means they have a GAF Master Elite warranty. That's the best in the roofing industry. In this day and age, don't settle for cheaper discount roofers. Lockhart Roofing has been here for decades. They aren't going anywhere. Call my friends at Lockhart Roofing, 994-3851. That's 994-3851. Lockhart Roofing, Jacksonville's best for Jacksonville people.
Jags fans, looking for the perfect activity around the holidays? We've got you covered with the inaugural Teal Trot 5K. The race takes place outside Everbank Stadium, Saturday, December 21st. We can't wait to see you there. Your registration includes the 5K, a throwback Jaguars headband, and a ticket to the December 29th game against the Titans. Visit jaguars.com/Teal Trot to sign up today.
In its final year, we encourage you to help create great futures for young people when you run or walk at Mackenzie's Run, Saturday, November 23rd. Join Boys and Girls Club of Northeast Florida for a 5K and 1-mile fun run through the beautiful stadium course at TPC Sawgrass. Enjoy food, live music, face painting, family fun, and more at our Runners Village. Register at mackenziesrun.org. Mackenzie's 5K and Fun Run, November 23rd. mackenziesrun.org.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, another great guest on the Garber Auto Mall phone line.
Hello.
We can wiggle it.
And our guest is John Oeser. Every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock, we bring in the senior writer at Jaguars.com, and he joins Rick Ballou. Johnny, always a pleasure.
Rick, how are you, buddy?
Yeah, I'm doing well. There's so much happening. Major injuries, and, of course, the trade that came in about 24 hours ago. Really not a surprise to most, but what did you make of Cam Robinson being moved to Minnesota?
Well, I think it seemed sort of logical when he didn't play last week, and you've got a veteran with 9 games remaining on his contract, probably going into his 9th year next year. It's been sort of iffy each year. There's been questions on whether they bring him back. So it sort of made sense once Walker Little went in there and played. You fell to 2-6. It all kind of added up. I wasn't surprised. I was kind of, I got to admit, I mean, sad's the right word, but I'll miss Cam. I mean, good guy, played a lot of good football for this team, locker room leader, always entertaining. So I sure didn't want to see him go, but it felt like, I guess, sort of time to move on and see what you got in Walker Little and sort of make the transition.
Little struggled early with some pressures. It felt like he settled in and got better as the game went along. What did you make of his start on Sunday?
Just that starting off wasn't great, but he seemed to, seemed to find his legs under him. I mean, he's a guy who has, sort of been that so far in his career. He's had some spots at left tackle in 22, played very well. Last year, when sort of asked to move around a lot, didn't play as well, but then also it was so hard to analyze him last year, Rick, because he was moving positions and had an injury, had a hamstring, gave up the sack on Trevor in Cincinnati that got him hurt, but also injured at the same time. So I always felt all this off season, it was hard to know what he was, hard to know what you had. He's shown flashes, a little like Parker Washington, but now has to show that, just like Parker does, has to show that he can be a guy that you depend on for the duration. And that's what you want in a longtime starter. This is the chance for both of those guys, really.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, he's going to get 9 starts, Walker Little is. I would love to see Harrison go to the left side and Little to the right. I know that this organization is not going to do that. If Walker...
at some point, I think a lot of people would like to see Anton Harrison at left tackle for the Jaguars. So I think that's something they have to consider moving forward. That's what they kind of have to do. Okay, Walker Little's going to see it. Does he shine enough to make them say, okay, we're going to keep Anton at right tackle?
Right.
I've got to think those are conversations that will be fluid based on performance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'd love to see it that way. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I also wonder in all this, Cole Van Lannon, right? And I've kind of joked all day today. Cole Van Lannon might have had the greatest preseason in NFL history, right? Because all you heard was how great he was. Is he capable of being a swing tackle moving forward? Do you have your tackles in the building, or are you going to have to figure out what you want to do them in the off season? That's huge, because if you've got them in the building, that completely changes your off season, right? So those questions, I don't know the answers to them. I don't know how much they'll find out based on performance, but they're huge questions at such a premium position. If you've got it already, you're in good shape. But I don't know if they know that yet. I think that's what the next 2 months are about.
John Oeser, our guest, senior writer, Jaguars.com. Jacksonville in Philadelphia Sunday at 4:05. We'll have it all for you here, in-game, as well as, obviously, the pregame and the postgame. Also, the NFL trade deadline is coming up Tuesday at 4 o'clock. Okay, RRH and Cam have both been moved. I think another one's coming. What do you believe by next Tuesday?
You know, I don't know. I don't know if I guess the guys who would make sense, later guys in their contract, you're talking about Sheriff maybe. Everybody talks about Travis. I don't think they're trading Travis. I would be disappointed if they did, because I think this system needs two backs. I think in the NFL these days you need two backs. So, I don't know who the two big candidates to me, if you'd asked me a month ago who they might be, it would have been these two guys. So I don't know that there's any no-brainers left. But if you think there are, there might be. I may just be missing them. I don't get the feeling that anything's imminent, but I also get the feeling that if they drop to 2-7, which I think realistically I have a tough time seeing them beating Philly as much as I'd like them to. If you're 2-7, there are conversations and there will be phone calls.
Yeah, and I think Brandon Sheriff could attract some playoff teams. A guy you could plug in for the remainder of the year at right guard.
I don't know if age and injury the last couple of years. Now he's injured again.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to practice this week. I kind of wonder if you're watching film, if teams are going to be all over him or not. I don't know. It'd probably take a big need. I just kind of wonder if I'm another team, if I want to take on some of the issues that he's had. Not that he's not a good player, but if you look at the last couple of years, just hasn't been 100% a whole lot. So that's the only reason that's the only reason I wonder about that one. I just don't know the demand, but it wouldn't shock me, but I don't know that it's much of a given as Cam.
Yeah. I guess it's Velus Jones, correct me if I'm wrong, signed earlier in the week. He can return. Keelan Robinson brought out of that 21-day window today. You and I seem to think it's always a second week, although Foye did play in week one. Brought back. With Parker Washington, I have to believe, and so much of this is on Gabe and Brian Thomas Jr., but if Parker Washington is playing full-time wide receiver, what does the return game look like this Sunday in Philly?
Well, Doug seemed to indicate today that it would be Parker doing both. Like, he return punts and do the third wide receiver. I don't know if you so that kind of feels like that. But to your point, it also could matter who else is available, meaning are we going to, do we have to rely on Parker? Can he be a part of it? Is he going to play exactly Christian Kirk's role? Based on what Doug said today, I don't know that I would expect the new guy to be there and going up immediately just to return punts. I don't know if they want to just designate that roster spot to that. So I'd be surprised, but he's here for a reason, so wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah. We've seen everything covering this team, and our listeners have seen it all as fans of this team. But do you remember a game with 3 wide receivers, 2 guards, a corner went down?
It was insane. I've seen stuff close to that. And, often what happens, you get into November, you have a must-win game, which to me that felt like Waterloo, right? I mean, that felt like the Jaguars taking their last swing to save this thing. I know they're not technically out of it, but that's what it felt like. You got guys going all out, not protecting anything. A Christian Kirk catch, right? Went all out for it, had to have it, and wound up overextending and getting hurt. Not saying that's why, but it felt like you had a lot of that. High effort, no holds barred. But still, haven't seen it like that. And I thought that's what I tell you, I got a lot of emails right after the game criticizing Trevor in that game, and I get the turnovers. But to me, Rick, the last quarter of that game, he lifted the team for the first time in his career to me. And I thought the last two drives were impressive for that reason. I was sorry that they didn't get the benefit from it. I don't know that the personnel is going to be around him moving forward to take full advantage of what we saw. But I thought it was a good sign. I mean, if I took anything from that game, it's that the kid's a baller and didn't quit in that situation. I didn't expect him to, but I hadn't really seen that like that out of him before.
Right. Hey, is your dog Cujo going to scare the living snot out of the trick-or-treaters tomorrow night?
Well, actually, different dog. Not my dog. My dog do the same thing. But I'm passing a different house.
All right.
That's doing that. So, apologize to the listeners.
No. We love it. Good stuff. We love animals here. Hey, John, always a pleasure. Thank you. I'll see you in Philadelphia.
Rick, look forward to it, buddy.
There he goes. John Oeser, ladies and gentlemen, senior writer, Jaguars.com. So, to me, I would get rid of Andre Sisco for anything. A conditional 7th-round pick. I mean, the guy talked about quitting. That didn't sit well. And he's not playing good football. And you're not re-signing him. That is an expiring contract. See, if you can get anything for him, you can keep Savage there, find out what Wingard has. Hopefully Deshaun Gibson gets a little bit of, gets an answer from the NFL. I feel like I've given up on Antonio Johnson. To me, he's your backup nickel behind Jarian Jones. But I would make that move. The other one for me is Brandon Sheriff. Now, the fact that he's injured doesn't help. A week ago, Cam Robinson was injured. He was in the concussion protocol. And he was healthy for game time. Of course, he was benched. Then he didn't go in. When he was asked to go in, he's been moved. It's another expiring contract. And if you can get anything at all for Brandon Sheriff, it becomes twofold, in my opinion. Now, you find out what you have with Cooper Hodges or Blake Hance, whoever it's going to be. And, I say this because I'm thinking ahead. Doug Peterson's not thinking ahead. Doug Peterson's trying to save his job. Phil Rauscher's trying to save his job. So they're going to do everything they can to fight all of this. All right? But Trent Baalke is the decision maker. My guess would be that it's as simple as Trent informing Doug Peterson, not asking, not at this point. My guess would be it's Trent Baalke going up to Doug Peterson and saying, we just traded Brandon Sheriff. Make the proper adjustment. Make the proper adjustments. Not what do you think we should do here with 9 games remaining? No, not at this point. Absolutely not. So that would be my two. Yeah, I've seen Travis Etienne. I agree with John Oeser. Hell no. You got to sign for another year. He's a big part of this thing. You have 2 backs. Final year of his contract. Let him play it out. He's still a really good football player. All right? Does he complement Tank? Does Tank get more rushing attempts? Maybe. But Etienne is a proven 1,400-yard back rushing and receiving in consecutive seasons. He is a big part of the passing offense. I'm not giving up on Etienne. Not. I've seen guys like Chad Muma. Okay. Do you want to admit to another mistake? Do you want to admit to a 3rd-round pick midway through season number 3 that just didn't work? There are so many other team needs. Devin Lloyd. I'm a little... So if you can get anything for Chad Muma, to me it's Aloakon and Ventrell Miller. Those are your linebackers. The Devin Lloyd situation, that's the one that I would pause on, unless you were given a really good return. And I just can't see it, because I do want to believe that Devin Lloyd next year, under a new defensive coordinator and a new defensive scheme, you got to get away from what he doesn't do well, and that is cover. Why let this man cover? Okay, he's not a coverage linebacker. He is a run-stuffing linebacker. Let's see him blitz the quarterback. I was looking at these numbers today. Daniel Griffiths put it out. Some good stuff. Jacksonville's 32nd in the NFL in blitzing. Dead last. 16.6%. They are dead last in blitzing. Last year, I want to say Ryan Nielsen was top 15 in blitzing. In Atlanta, I just had someone who emailed me here, text me here, 2887, going back and forth that it's the pass rush that is the problem, not the contain. Well, I think both are bad. Certainly when you get through Walker and Hines Allen. This is egregious on the part of Trent Baalke. He has made the same mistake in consecutive years. He did not address end. And if he did by overpaying Eric Armstead and not even playing him on the interior, that is a colossal misstep by him, an unforgivable misstep by him. Look at these numbers for Jacksonville right now. We know they have 3 takeaways. They have a 4th on special teams. What Daniel Griffiths put out a little bit earlier today. 28% pressure rate. Okay, that's 29th in the NFL. 5.4% sack rate. 27th in the NFL. 17 sacks, 19th in the NFL. That's their best overall mark. Time to pressure, 2.78 seconds, 26th in the NFL. And again, the blitzing, 16.6%, 32nd in the NFL. These numbers are awful. They're awful. And you're not getting any takeaways. Say it all the time. I really like Deshae Town. I mean, last year, Jacksonville forced 27 takeaways. In 2027, they forced 27 takeaways. In the year with Urban Meyer, they forced 9 takeaways. They went from 9 to 27 and 27. And here we are getting close to Philadelphia, game number 9, and they have 3 takeaways, a 4th on special teams. That is just awful, just terrible that they cannot force any takeaways. All right, let's get more from you on this. Thank you to our buddy John Oeser. Raphael Esparza coming up in about 20 minutes. Let's give you the very latest. Actually, let me think about it here during the break. I'm either going to go totally into the college football 12-team projection or get to some more of your thoughts on our text line, because a lot of good ones are coming in tonight. 641-1010, that is the best way to do it. That is a text line brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures.
If you're on the prowl for exclusive updates and insight, get your fill on Jaguars Today.
I like it.
With Mike Dempsey and Fat Tony, 10 to noon weekdays.
From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios at
1010XL.
When my wrist pain was acting up and I needed help, I took Dan Hickens' advice and headed over to see the experts at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. This is Stuart Moore with the PGA Tour. I highly recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialists. Whenever you have a need, they took great care of me. They'll take great care of you.
This is Dr. Kevin Murphy. The next time you need orthopedic care, you can rely on our team at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Relieve pain and get back to life. SOS. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Bet live with Hard Rock Bet. Real-time wagering till the very last play. Missing the kickoff doesn't mean all bets are off.
Delay a game on the guy who hasn't bet yet.
Sometimes you just know your team is going to come back. The sportsbook for every kind of player.
Hard Rock Bet. Roll with us.
Get up to $100 back if your first bet doesn't win. Payable and bonus bet up to $100, not a cash offer. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Please call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Okay, listen up, team. They're out to test our reputation as the best plumber in Jacks, so we gotta play like the experts we are. When customers call with leaky faucets, broken water heaters, toilet repairs, broken pipes, or any other challenge, we'll give them the solution fast. Now, who are we?
Roll Breeze Plumbing!
I can't hear you. Now that's what a winner sounds like.
Customers always win with Roland Reach Plumbing at plumberinjacks.com.
Integrity, persistence, and standing up for victims. It's what you want in a personal injury case and what my friend and lawyer Glenn Cohen brings to every case for over 40 years. Call Glenn at Barnes, Cohen & Sullivan.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On October 30th, 2013, the Boston Red Sox beat the St. Louis Cardinals 6-1 in Game 6 of the World Series to win the title. Boston slugger David Ortiz was awarded MVP.
This is Jerry Holland, Duval County Supervisor of Elections. If you're like me, there never seems to be enough hours in the day. You seem to be on the go from sunup to sundown, which is why I vote early. Listen, this ballot is very long. I'm talking at least 2 pages, and that's why I need the flexibility of early voting. I can choose the location that works for me and my schedule. You can cast your ballot at any of our 24 early voting sites. Visit northfloridavotes.com.
This is Greg Huntington, a.k.a. The Mangler. I'm on the winning team at Waste Management. WM is the largest sustainability company in North America. If your business needs sustainable environmental services for waste removal and recycling collection, then you can count on the industry leader of WM to deliver results. Your services will be completed in a timely, safe, and eco-friendly manner. Go to WM.com/Duval. That's WM.com/Duval and get signed up today. If anyone can talk trash, it's The Mangler.
I-9 Sports covers the First Coast with great sports for kids 3 to 17, and winter and spring registration is open right now. New girls volleyball and flag at Duval Charter, plus plenty for boys and girls in Nocatee, too. It's all at i9sports.com. Enter 1010 in the promo code.
At Hidden Hills Golf Club, we truly love the game of golf. We invite you to book your next tee time here and enjoy a golfing experience that you might not find at other public facilities. Visit us at hiddenhillsgc.com. You'll be glad you did.
Here's your 1010XL First Coast Community Calendar.
Thousands of people in Duval County suffer from Alzheimer's. To join the Walk to End Alzheimer's at UNF, November 9th, visit alz.org/Jacksonville Walk.
You can make a difference in the lives of people living with lung cancer. To join the American Lung Association at the Lung Force Walk at UNF November 16th, log on to lungforce.org/Jacksonville.
The Farm Share Thanksgiving Distribution Drive-Thru event is Saturday, November 23rd at the FSCJ downtown campus, starting at 8:30 a.m. until the food runs out. Call 328-6158.
There is a critical need for all blood types. Please consider donating to a local blood donation center.
The Tom Coughlin J Fund helps families battling childhood cancer, and there are ways you can help. Go to tcjfund.org.
You can find out how to share your community event at 1010XL.com.
Electricians, innovators, and tech enthusiasts, listen up. Miller Electric is shaping the future, and we want you to be a part of it. From healthcare and data centers, corporate offices, aviation, and industrial facilities, Miller Electric is powering the most exciting projects in Jacksonville and beyond. We offer not just a job, but a thrilling career with great pay and incredible benefits. Visit us at millercareers.com to apply. Miller Electric, where your skills meet our vision, and equal opportunity employer.
If I was to describe this sandwich in one word, I would say magical. Hi, this is Jamor, and the little thing that I love about the Chick-fil-A honey pepper pimento chicken sandwich is that extra oomph. I go back and forth from the spicy filet to the original filet. I get into the sweetness of the honey, then you have the extra kick from the spicy filet. The combination alone takes it over the top. It's award-winning.
The Chick-fil-A Honey Pepper Pimento Chicken Sandwich is back with a bite. Try it with the original or spicy filet, now for a limited time. Real guests paid for their testimonial.
If your IT, data security, and your office copiers are operating perfectly, you must have hired ABS, Advanced Business Solutions, as your technology partner.
Advanced Business Solutions.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Yeah, I do wonder if Trent Baalke calls Shadcom before he just burns away millions and millions and millions of dollars. I think it's a really good question. It's one that I don't know if we'll ever get an answer to, but, you know, when he traded Roy Robertson Harris for a future sixth-round pick, he gave away $10.3 million, okay? The organization ate that in dead cap money. 3.4 this year. It'll be $6.9 million that'll be under the books for the 2025 season. If you don't know what dead cap money is, it doesn't affect you and I, but it affects the overall salary cap. So that's $6.9 million that it's automatically up against next year's cap. I think this year was $244.5. What's it going to be next year? 256, 257, whatever. There's a good chunk of it, 6.9. $7 million now for Cam Robinson was thrown in for the trade yesterday. Who reported that? JJ, you were telling me that a moment ago. Field Yates. $7 million. And all you got was a fifth round that could be a fourth round pick in 2026, not next year. And I understand you had to get rid of this guy after what he did. That is a total lack of professionalism. That is bogus. But you said goodbye to him and sent over $7 million. He's got like $9 million left on his contract. And not to mention, they paid him $1 million last week, and the guy sucked his thumb on the sideline. I mean, it's not your money, it's not my money. We'll get over it, right? Job will be okay. He's worth what, 11, 12 billion? But still, I mean, you combine that's $17.3 million that he gave away with these two players. Spend a couple of minutes before we bring in Raphael Esparza, the very latest. This is Yahoo Sports, 12-team college football projection. Oregon to win the Big Ten, Georgia to win the SEC, Miami, the Atlantic Coast Conference, Iowa State, the Big 12. Hey, tomorrow, right out of the gate, an awful lot on the world's largest outdoor cocktail party with our good buddy Tim Brando. That'll be tomorrow night, right at 6:20. And then as well on Friday, 4 to 6 on the AM, 10:10 on the AM, right out of the gate, Friday at 4:20, ESPN Sao Paulo Antonio, and the very latest on certainly Philadelphia and Jacksonville. So really looking forward to that next couple of days. Just want to make sure I give you those times. Okay. Also, we'll talk about Ohio State, Penn State coming up tomorrow when we do that with Tim Brando. Right now, the number 12 seed and the 5th overall conference champion is Boise State. We know that Oregon, Georgia, Miami, and Ohio State, the top 4 seeds, all get a first-round bye. Boise State at number 12 does not get a bye. They are going to be forced to play in the first round. So according to Yahoo Sports, this would be your first-round matchups. All right, Boise State traveling to Penn State, who's number 5. Again, this will change depending on what happens. That's a high noon game on Fox. Number 4, Ohio State going into number 3, Penn State. Buckeyes a 3-point road favorite. What a ball game. Saturday at noon. Number 6, Ohio State. Number 11, Texas A&M. That would be in Columbus. Number 7, Texas. Number 10, Notre Dame. We didn't even talk about that yet, JJ. Notre Dame just destroyed Navy. They forced a lot of takeaways in that game.
I really didn't see it, but I saw early it got out of hand, and like knowing Navy's offense, they would never be able to come back. So I don't want to hate on the service academies, but I'm sort of glad we're not talking about them being in the playoffs anymore. I didn't want to see that.
Number 8, Tennessee, playing host to number 9, Clemson. That to me is an incredibly attractive game. That is a good football game, and that would be in Knoxville. A lot of orange in there.
Imagine that crowd.
Yeah.
Playoff game. It's going to be sick.
Just let me check here real quick. What do they have this weekend? I think there may be some buys. Louisville's at Clemson. That could be scary.
Huge.
Yeah, Louisville got beat up a little bit by BC. Right? What was the final in that game against Boston College? Actually, they came back and won it 31-27. Okay. A late flurry, but it feels like every week Louisville's playing in a one-possession ball game. They had a tough loss at Notre Dame. They had a tough home loss to Miami. They had a tough loss against SMU. I mean, their losses are all by
Notre Dame.
Yeah, 7 points or less. They've all been one-possession football games. Pretty good football team. That game's a little bit under the radar.
Great offense. Jeff Brom, obviously a great play caller, came from Purdue. The quarterback came from Texas Tech, so a lot of people don't know who he is, but he's a veteran guy, tall dude. Clemson, I think they're gonna win. It's at home, but like you said, the Cardinals play everybody close. I would expect them to put up like 28 to 35 points in this game.
It's a pretty interesting week in the Atlantic Coast Conference. Tennessee, by the way, will play host to Kentucky. It feels like Kentucky's just kind of gone south recently. Pittsburgh at SMU, a couple of top 20 teams, combined 14-1. The Panthers undefeated.
SMU's quarterback, who is hurt, apparently will play.
Mm-hmm.
Another huge ACC game.
Duke at Miami, the return of Manny Diaz.
Very big. This is a classic, we just beat our rival letdown game. At noon, probably won't be a lot of people there. Look out, man. If you're Miami, you do not want to, especially with Manny Diaz, wants some get back. Like, the Duke offense sucks, but they've been winning a lot of games this year.
Duke's lost 2 of their last 3. They lost to Georgia Tech. They lost to SMU. I think that went to overtime.
Dude, last week was crazy. So they had 6 turnovers and lost. They had like multiple missed field goals inside of 30 yards. They set up a play, which I always say, I hate when teams do this, but instead of just trying to run it into the end zone, they'll run out the clock down to 2 or 3 and kick the game-winning field goal. That's cool in the NFL when kickers are automatic, but in college, I can't stand when they do that. Guess what happened? It got blocked. They missed. SMU won immediately in overtime.
Well, this could go upside down for Manny here. At Miami, at NC State, they've struggled. Their quarterback was forced to retire because of injuries. Tech playing some better football than at Wake. It's a good thing they could slaughter Florida State a couple of weeks ago in between that brutal loss to Georgia Tech and brutal loss to SMU. So the very latest there. All right. Why don't we do this? Let's bring in Raphael Esparza because I feel like I need to extend his time here a little bit. There's some really big things happening. We have the world's largest outdoor cocktail party. We have the Jaguars at Philadelphia, right? Jaguars at Eagles. We have Game 5 tonight. The World Series. I don't feel good about this. I feel like this series is shifting back to Los Angeles, and to win 4 in a row would be absolutely incredible. We've seen it before in other rounds, right, including the championship round in 2004, Boston over New York. But I don't know, that freak, what he did in the stands and everything that, happened with Mookie Betts, is that enough to, just the way that there is superstition involved in baseball? Could that turn things around? So we'll get into that, and this will be our final time. We've been doing it with Raphael Esparza. If you're not aware of this, this is why. And it shocked me when I was told. But more people bet on the presidential election 10 times more than the biggest sporting event every year, which is the Super Bowl. There are going to be billions and billions and billions of dollars spent on this year's presidential election. We'll get the very latest odds as well from Raphael Esparza, mybookie.org, on what is going on as far as that coming up next Tuesday. So let's do that on the other side. Raphael Esparza goes into the night.
He's mastered the art of incognito.
Charming, sophisticated secret agent.
Case Carline takes you behind enemy lines. 5 hours before kickoff on 1010XL. Brought to you by Pella Windows and Doors. Visit the showroom on Phillips Highway.
Ballou for Shinatri Chiropractic. They've helped me get rid of my headaches and pain in my neck and back. Are you suffering from an auto accident? What about TMJ pain? Headaches associated with jaw clenching, grinding of the teeth, or stress-related disorders? Shinatri Chiropractic has a physical therapist on staff for rehabilitation, quality chiropractic care, dry needling, massage, and acupuncture. Call 743-6700 or go to ShinatriDC.com.
What's that sound? That's the sound of Downy Unstoppable scent beads going into your washing machine and giving your clothes freshness that lasts all day long. There it is again. It's like music to your ears, or more like music to your nose. That freshness is irresistible. Let's get a Downy Unstoppables bottle shake. And now a sniff solo. Nice. With Downy Unstoppables, you just toss, wash, wow, for all-day freshness.
Are you 18 years or older, just got married, just got divorced, or have children? Listen up. Have you done your last will and estate planning? If you have questions, call Matt Hinson with the Hinson Law Firm. Reach him at 527-1700. Office is Jacksonville, Florida. And don't let the state decide your fate.
Fall in Florida. The leaves may not be coming down,
but the prices are at Beard's Diamonds.
It's the buy one, get one on wedding band sale.
All stackables, all right-hand rings, all eternity bands, and more are buy one, get one free.
At the St. John's Town Center or beardsdiamonds.com.
This is Dr. Kevin Murphy with Southeast Orthopedic Specialist, congratulating this week's high school scholar athlete, Trevor Bryan, senior football player at Fletcher High. Trevor is on the A list and is also a track and field athlete. Congratulations, Trevor.
Bueller Air and Plumbing presents Are You Cool?
Today's contestant, a gravy taster from Jacksonville, Florida, me, Dennis Mosley. Hi, Ken. Okay, Dennis. 100 plumbers surveyed, top answer on the board. What does it mean if someone says your home has hard water?
It's made of ice? Let's see, hard water. Oh, is it club soda mixed 4-to-1 with vodka?
Last chance, Dennis. What is hard water?
Is it that lime scale stuff that makes my taps all crusty?
That's right, Dennis. And a water treatment system from Bueller Air and Plumbing will eliminate troublesome lime scale deposits that can ruin your expensive appliances and let your neighbors know for sure that you are cool.
I wonder if I can get me a gin and tonic faucet.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Hey, John, I think everyone in Jacksonville is ready to elevate their ride.
Absolutely. At Randy Marion Cadillac in Jacksonville, we have stunning 2024 Escalades and Lyrics in stock right now.
And the great news is you can get a $4,000 Escalade loyalty rebate.
Don't wait for the 2025 models to come in.
Luxury is just a visit away. Randy Marion Cadillac, Southside Boulevard, Jacksonville.
Not available with some other offers. Must take retail delivery by 10/31/24 plus tax tag title $8.99 admin fee and resist all on approved credit.
Tell them Jennifer sent ya.
Wow, John, my Clearwater sprinkler system looks great.
All right, Frank, let's go ahead and program your Rainbird timer. How many minutes do you want the zones to run?
John, I think we run from the front 20, the sides 15, the back 10, the garden 5. Clearwater scores.
Well, that's a first, Frank, but you're the boss.
Clearwater irrigation. We can't sing a lick, but we sure are good at sprinklers.
And drainage to
ClearwaterJacks.com.
Hey folks, this is Dave Benyon with my son Ammon here from Zero Res. Ammon, you've been cleaning air ducts for a while now. What are some of the reasons customers might consider getting their air ducts cleaned?
There are many reasons. Many times, people suffer needlessly from poor indoor air quality produced by the conditions in their air system. Construction dust, the presence of bacterial growth, and years' worth of buildup all come together to make your air ducts a pretty gross place. If you suffer from allergies, have recently moved, recently remodeled, or have never had your air ducts cleaned, then now is the best time to call. By calling Zero Res, you'll have the peace of mind of knowing that you called the best of the best. Our state-of-the-art truck mount system and top-of-the-line service representatives simply can't be found anywhere else. Google Zero Res and read thousands of 5-star reviews.
So what kind of deals can I expect?
Just mention that you heard us on the radio, and we'll give you $100 off your air duct cleaning.
Wow, that sounds like a pretty great deal. Remember, folks, Zero Res,
spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
The Florida Theater welcomes the remarkable Luis Elizondo November 8th, the former head of the Pentagon's UFO program and a #1 New York Times bestseller, shares his incredible insights into the unexplained. Dive deep into the mysteries of the universe and explore the truth behind UFOs like never before. It's your chance to experience a captivating evening filled with intrigue and discovery. Luis Elizondo, November 8th. Get your tickets today at floridatheater.com.
Bull riding. The perfect fusion of strength, skill, and pure willpower. Professional bull riders aren't just athletes. They're daredevils with cowboy souls. Come experience the true modern West, where 8 seconds of glory will create a lifetime of memories. It's the Michelob Ultra PBR Jacksonville at ViStar Veterans Memorial Arena, February 22nd and 23rd. Tickets available at Ticketmaster.com and PBR.com. Hold on tight. The ride of your life is about to begin. 1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, another great guest on the Garber Auto Mall phone line.
Hello.
We can wiggle it.
Vegas, baby, Vegas! Raphael Esparza is in Las Vegas tonight. Game 5 of the World Series. Are the New York Yankees back in it? Or did the Dodgers clinch? Let's bring him in. Raphael, how are you?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
Doing really good. How's the money been today here as we get a little bit closer, coming up in about 40, well, make that about 28 minutes, Game 5 this evening?
Pretty much like yesterday, Joe Public all over the Yankees and the Sharps all over the Dodgers. So I think that's kind of maybe a little bit even. I do believe we need the under right now. I think everyone was betting the over when it was at 8 this morning.
Yeah, all right, that makes sense. Certainly went over last night, no question about it. So still LA plus 120, New York minus 140, somewhere in that neighborhood?
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple minus 145s out there, but I would say that the consensus is pretty much, I mean, Cole versus Flaherty. It should be a good game. I for some reason, I'm kind of leaning towards the under. I think both pitchers have good games.
All right. Saturday at 3:30 right here in Jacksonville. It's the world's largest outdoor cocktail party, an enormous number here. Georgia, what, somewhere in the 16 and a half, 17, somewhere in that neighborhood?
It's 16.5, 17. I'm pretty much trying to figure out what's going to happen more. The average is anywhere between close to 20 people arrested during the cocktail party. Could be equal up to the point spread by kickoff. So I think Georgia pretty much rolls on this one. I don't see them having a hiccup against Florida.
No, neither do I. And they look so impressive the last time they played. Of course, both schools coming off a bye, but Georgia looks so good in that matchup by being able to go out to Texas and win that game. All right, is any Jacksonville money coming in at all against Philadelphia on Sunday?
A little. I mean, I think the bettors are going to see what the number does move. Normally, NFL numbers move drastically tomorrow, sometime in the afternoon when the sharp money comes in on Thursday. So I'm going to wait to see what happens on that. But it wouldn't shock me if we do get Jacksonville money late, but I wouldn't, and probably not that much. There is 7.5s right now. I don't see it going to 8.
Mm-hmm. What about traditionally a home team that's one possession better, the way that the Eagles have been, going from 8 o'clock at night to 4 o'clock? Does that move the needle at all in favor of the road team?
No, I just think it moves the needle for betting purposes because I'm like, oh, finally we have a good 7 o'clock game, so we'll probably get a little bit more action on the Colts, Minnesota than we would get if they were that 3 o'clock game because everyone likes to bet favorite and over on Sunday Night Football.
All right, let's wrap it up with the election. It's coming up on Tuesday. First things first, will we know before we go to bed Tuesday night?
I'm saying no. If you believe some of the polls and the red voters, they're saying it's going to be a landslide the last 3 days that I've been trading and helping out. We've taken more money the last 3 days than the whole Super Bowl combined of last year. I'm going to say no. I think we'll probably Wednesday, Thursday. That's what we're projecting. That's what I'm going to throw my computer out the window is probably Wednesday or Thursday.
So we're getting more early voting. Are we getting more early playing on the next president compared to, the 4 years ago, 8 years ago?
I think so, but I think the swing states are going to be just a huge, huge decision. If some of them are going to be so close, I think that's what's going to make it that we probably don't have a result. But if Trump does dominate those swing states early, then yes, I think we'll have maybe a winner by Tuesday night, either Wednesday morning.
All right, what's the latest odds?
He's close to 210, 220 now on Trump. It's the highest he's been since after the debate of Joe Biden. So it's just been pretty much all red money.
All right, and for Harris?
Anywhere you can get her anywhere between plus 160. I did see a plus 175 earlier this afternoon. So I don't know if any blue money is coming in. I would think probably in the next 24 to 48 hours we're going to need. Right now we're sitting pretty on positives on both sides. I think by the end of tomorrow we'll probably need blue.
All right. What else is most popular? Is it the most popular vote? Is it swing states? Where is most of the money coming in outside of just picking the next president?
Oh, swing states, North Carolina, Wisconsin, you can bet on those if it's going to be red, blue. Nevada, Arizona, you can bet that if it's either going to be red or blue. That's really popular. A lot of red money coming in on the popular vote where Trump was a huge dog, I would say, 3 months ago, and he's chopped that lead. I think he's like plus 150 now to win the popular vote, which kind of shocks me. I don't know if people maybe didn't watch the MSG fiasco that happened a couple of days ago, but I think state voting is probably one of the big ones. And then we're taking so much money on House of Representatives, the Senate selection, stuff like that, referendums. Florida, we're taking a lot of action on that one. Will Florida's Amendment 4 be approved? The no was anywhere between minus 150, minus 160 yesterday. It's close to minus $2 now on the no. So that one's pretty interesting. The California minimum wage, that's getting a lot of action. I can't believe I know all this stuff during football season. I don't know where my brain goes some days.
Hey, is number 4, is that the one with 3 grams of marijuana, or is that number 3? Do you know that?
I think the noise for the abortion, for the abortion thing.
Yeah, I think 3 is weed and 4 is abortion.
I think you're right. I think 3 is weed and abortion's 4. I could be wrong, but that's right. Abortion, I know it's 4. That I do know.
Raphael out in Vegas, knowing
right,
everything right here in Florida.
Wage of like Massachusetts.
He's got it all. All right, hey, give us your personal website, because I know you'll be having some things up there with that before we bring in MyBookie.
Yeah, you can check out a lot of stuff at youcanbetthat.com. You can check out all that stuff on there, my social media page. I try to be a little bit more active lately, but these companies, casinos just want me 24 hours looking at the money coming in. It's crazy on Monday Night Football how much Steelers money line and the president election money line tickets that I saw come in.
Really? Wow. Unbelievable. Well, you're getting stretched thin. We always appreciate you joining us here in Duval. Again, tell us about MyBookie and mybookie.org.
Yeah, it's a big weekend because don't forget Monday college basketball tips off as well. I'm hoping the World Series ends soon because another sport will end and another sports begins. But you have college football all weekend, NFL, World Series tonight, NHL, NBA's in full swing. So I can't wait to get UFC this weekend. And in 2 weeks we got Tyson versus Jake Paul as well.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that, but we don't have time here remaining. But a couple of my favorite fighters certainly were victorious over in Saudi Arabia on Saturday, and I know you sent out some early lines with those two fighters coming up as well. So maybe we'll tackle that next week.
Yeah, man, because the election will be over next week, hopefully. So yeah. I can't wait for that to be over with. I'm probably there's probably a handful of us guys that do this that can't wait for Wednesday, Thursday next week.
Yeah, but Chimaev, it's gonna be a title fight for him next fight, right? It's got to be.
I'll be shocked if he isn't. I'll be totally blown away.
All right, Raphael, thank you.
Take it easy. Have a great evening.
There he goes, Raphael Esparza, ladies and gentlemen.
Now, the cool down with Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, keeping Jack's cool since 1987.
Yeah, Chimaev fought here a few years ago. One of my favorite fighters. He is just ruthless. He topped the guy out and really busted up his jaw bad in the first round, getting a submission over in Saudi Arabia. All right, today, the best bit of news is health for Jacksonville. Doug Peterson mentioned 5 guys that are day-to-day. That included Travis Etienne, where it's looking pretty positively that he'll be able to give it a go. Maybe the biggest surprise was with Brian Thomas Jr., a non-contact jersey today, but Doug said day-to-day. Said the same for Gabe Davis, day-to-day. Said the same for Ronald Darby, day-to-day. Went on to talk about both guards who didn't practice today. When you look at Ezra Cleveland and you look at Brandon Sheriff, it is a knee for Sheriff and it's an ankle as were Cleveland. But again, Doug Peterson today saying that they are all day-to-day. One other nugget, Keelan Robinson was brought back off of the 21-day, or actually he was brought off the injured reserve designation label. He is now under the 21-day practice period where typically it's in a week, right? It was for Tyson Campbell a couple weeks ago. It appears it's going to be that way for Andrew Wingard. It was not for Foye Oluokun. He played that week. And I know Doug said today that Parker Washington can handle starting at wide receiver and be a return man. But will Keelan Robinson get involved? They also made a transaction yesterday and went out and signed another guy that can return footballs for the Jaguars practice squad.
Now, the 2-minute drill, brought to you by Injury Care Centers. Discover BioTarget Regenerative Therapy, a safer drug-free solution for lasting pain relief. Visit GoBioTarget.com.
And I believe I lost the name. I believe that was Venus Jones. Velus Jones. I like Venus.
Yeah, that's not bad either.
Yeah. You're rotting down to nothing. What do you weigh now? About 100 pounds?
So I started in February. I was 317, and I got on the scale this morning.
Did you get to 317?
I was at 317
I'm
when I
proud
started
of that.
with Awaken 180.
That's good work.
Yeah. And this morning I was 208.
What are you? Gosh.
So I've lost 109 pounds.
So you're right at I'm just a few over 2. I try to stay under 2.
Yeah. So my ultimate goal, talking to the good folks at Awaken 180, originally the realistic goal was 250. I blew right past that. Then it was 225. Then it was 200. And now I think the final goal is probably 190.
Gosh.
So if I get
and you're not hungry?
No. If I get to 190, that'll be 127 pounds.
Man, that's insane. Congratulations.
Yeah, it's been wild. We're actually having a kind of a celebratory Gator watch party against Texas on November 9th out at Mr. Chubby's in Ponte Vedra. We're going to have listeners come out. We'll tell people how they can get involved with that. But, yeah, to celebrate the 100-pound mark.
I'm glad it's worked, and I'm glad it continues to work for you because over the years I've tried a few things, and I remember about 10 years or so ago, it was like 3 a.m, and I have like a steak knife into like cake frosting, just jamming it in my mouth. Yeah. I'm so freaking hungry.
I've tried, and you know this, you've known me for years. I tried many different programs with very limited success, but Awaken 180 is clearly the best one I've ever been on.
All right, what's coming up tonight?
Yeah, we're going to talk a little bit Florida, Georgia. There's a cocktail party in less than 72 hours. I know RV City, right? It's open for business. It probably doesn't have the intrigue because so many people think Georgia's going to blow Florida out, and I think Georgia's going to win the game. But boy, Billy Napier was left for dead a month ago.
Yeah, he was.
He was dead. He was 1-2. They wanted fans listening right now. You wanted to fire him after the A&M game that Sunday. Right. You know you did. And then they beat Mississippi State, and they beat UCF, and they should have beat Tennessee. Napier, quite frankly, probably screwed that one up. But then they just beat the brakes off Kentucky. The last time out, a Kentucky team that had beat them 3 years in a row. So I want to spend some time on Billy Napier. And what if? We see a lot of crazy things in sports. He doesn't need to get both of them. But what if he gets either Georgia or Texas? Does that ensure that he's back in 2025?
I think it would have to.
It would have to, right?
If you beat one of those teams.
And
Florida's played better than I think a lot of people gave them credit for.
And what did I say at the beginning of the year? What did a lot of people say? Win games and show improvement.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're doing. We can't be hypocritical. They are winning games, and they are obviously better now than they were a month ago. So we're going to spend some time on that. Obviously, spend some time on the Jags. Leon Searcy is going to join me. Also, Jared Bailey of the Sporting News talking NFL and AFC South as well here on a Wednesday evening.
No doubt about it. Have a great show.
Thanks, Rick.
That is coming up. Thank you to John Oeser. Thank you to Raphael Esparza. Tomorrow night at 6:20, Tim Brando. Everything from Timmy B of Fox Sports on the world's largest outdoor cocktail party. So we'll do that with him. That'll be Thursday night among the Philly Godfather coming up tomorrow night. Friday, I'll be on the AM only, 4 to 6, right at 420 ESPN South Palo Antonio, who lives in Philadelphia and is really connected to the Eagles. We'll get the latest from him. So that'll be Thursday and Friday. Thank you to JJ. My name is Rick Ballou, talking to you tomorrow at 6.